Do you want to successfully complete the WGU D432 Objective Assessment for HR Compliance and Employee Relations course? Then, you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the HR Compliance and Employee Relations D432 course. In this video, we will cover questions from labor laws, workplace safety, union relations, employment rights, and business ethics. So, let's get started. 1. An organization is considering a unionization process. Employees are in the initial phase of signing authorization cards. What is this phase known as? A. Certification election phase. B. Union organization process. C. Decertification election phase. D. Collective bargaining phase. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Union organization process. Explanation: the union organization process involves employees signing authorization cards to show interest in forming a union. This step is crucial for gaining recognition and moving toward collective bargaining. The certification election phase and decertification phase occur later in the process, and the collective bargaining phase happens once the union is recognized. 2. Which of the following best describes positive union management relationships? A. High levels of conflict. B. Increased employer control. C. Constructive labor relations. D. Unilateral decision-making. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: C. Constructive labor relations. Explanation: positive union management relationships involve constructive labor relations, fair working conditions, and effective problem solving. Conflict and unilateral decisions hinder positive relations, while constructive collaboration fosters a better work environment. 3. What is a key challenge for unions in the gig economy? A. Easier worker organization. B. Complexity due to independent contractor status. C. Reduced legal requirements for unions. D. Increased membership. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: B. Complexity due to independent contractor status. Explanation: in the gig economy, many workers are classified as independent contractors, making it difficult for unions to organize them, since labor laws often do not apply in the same way to contractors compared to employees. 4. Which of the following is a mandatory subject of collective bargaining? A. Subcontracting. B. Management promotions. C. Wages and benefits. D. Office decoration. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: C. Wages and benefits. Explanation: wages, benefits, working hours, and conditions are mandatory subjects for collective bargaining. Subcontracting may be a permissive topic, while office decoration and management promotions are not relevant subjects for collective bargaining. 5. What is one of the reasons for the decline in union membership in recent years? A. Increase in industrial jobs. B. Expansion of union rights. C. Decrease in the number of union members over time. D. Stronger labor laws. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: C. Decrease in the number of union members over time. Explanation: there has been a significant decline in union membership in recent years due to factors such as changes in the workforce, globalization, and shifting labor laws, leading to fewer unionized jobs. 6. What does the right to organize allow workers to do? A. Sue their employers for any violation. B. Form and join unions. C. Set their own wages. D. Avoid disciplinary action. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Form and join unions. Explanation. The right to organize empowers workers to form and join unions, enabling them to collectively negotiate with employers for better wages, working conditions, and benefits. 7. Which of the following is an illegal subject in collective bargaining? A. Health and safety. B. Wages and benefits. C. Racial discrimination. D. Grievance procedures. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Racial discrimination. Explanation. Including illegal subjects such as racial discrimination in a collective bargaining agreement renders it void. Legal topics including wages, benefits, and health and safety are acceptable. 8. What term refers to employer strategies designed to discourage or undermine unionization efforts? A. Union busting. B. Collective bargaining. C. Grievance handling. D. Arbitration. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Union busting. Explanation. Union busting involves employer strategies intended to discourage union formation or activity, such as hiring anti-union consultants or penalizing workers involved in organizing efforts. 9. What role does the European Works Council play in multinational companies? A. Managing operations. B. Promoting dialogue between companies and employees. C. Making investment decisions. D. Setting union rules. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Promoting dialogue between companies and employees. Explanation. The European Works Council fosters communication and information sharing between multinational companies and their employees, ensuring that employee concerns are addressed. 10. Which of the following is a challenge of a multi-generational workforce? A. Equal retirement benefits. B. Differing communication preferences. C. Uniform skill levels. D. Same work styles. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Differing communication preferences. Explanation. A multi-generational workforce often faces challenges like differing work styles, communication preferences, and expectations among generations, making it essential for organizations to adopt flexible management approaches. 11. What rights are guaranteed to workers under OSHA? A. Right to reduced hours. B. Right to a safe and healthy workplace. C. Right to unionize. D. Right to avoid training. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Right to a safe and healthy workplace. Explanation. OSHA guarantees workers the right to a safe and healthy workplace, including proper training on hazards and the ability to report unsafe conditions without fear of retaliation. 12. Which of the following describes whistleblower protection under the OSH Act? A. Whistleblowers must provide compensation. B. Employers cannot retaliate against whistleblowers. C. Whistleblowers must resign before reporting. D. Employers have the right to dismiss whistleblowers. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Employers cannot retaliate against whistleblowers. Explanation. Under the OSH Act, whistleblowers are protected from retaliation for reporting safety violations. Employers are prohibited from taking adverse actions against workers who exercise this right. 13. Which of the following is not a core element of an effective safety and health program? A. Employee participation. B. Hazard identification. C. Ignoring non-critical hazards. D. Hazard prevention and control. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Ignoring non-critical hazards. Explanation. Ignoring hazards is not part of a safety and health program. Effective programs require management leadership, employee participation, hazard identification, and hazard prevention and control to ensure workplace safety. 14. How does mental health impact organizational safety? A. Increases productivity at all times. B. Affects focus and decision-making. C. Has no impact on safety. D. Eliminates workplace accidents. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Affects focus and decision-making. Explanation. Mental health can impact an employee's ability to focus, make sound decisions, and remain productive. Poor mental health may increase the risk of accidents and reduce overall workplace safety. 15. What is the primary role of employee assistance programs, EAPs? A. To monitor productivity. B. To help employees address personal issues. 𝗬𝗂𝗰𝗋𝗀𝗀. To provide financial benefits. D. To implement safety protocols. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. To help employees address personal issues. Explanation. Employee assistance programs, EAPs, are designed to help employees address personal problems that may affect their job performance and safety, such as mental health issues, family problems, or substance abuse. 16. How can empathy help in preventing workplace harassment? A. By reducing work hours. B. By promoting understanding and respect. C. By ignoring minor issues. D. By enforcing harsher penalties. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. By promoting understanding and respect. Explanation. Empathy fosters understanding and respect among employees, creating a more inclusive environment and reducing the likelihood of harassment by promoting positive interactions. 17. What are some of the penalties associated with OSHA violations? A. Fines for workers. B. Requiring hazard pay. C. Serious, willful, and repeated violation penalties. D. No penalties are imposed. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Serious, willful, and repeated violation penalties. Explanation. OSHA imposes penalties for violations, including serious, other than serious, willful, repeated, and failure to abate violations. These penalties vary in severity, depending on the nature and frequency of the violation. 18. What is an employer's obligation under the OSH Act regarding minor injuries? A. Ignore minor injuries. B. Record minor injuries, meeting specific criteria. C. Report minor injuries immediately. D. Provide financial compensation for all injuries. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Record minor injuries meeting specific criteria. Explanation. Employers must record minor injuries that meet OSH Act criteria, such as those requiring medical treatment beyond first aid, or resulting in days away from work or job restrictions. 19. What is the first step in OSHA's on-site inspection process? A. Issuing citations. B. Closing conference. C. Presentation of credentials. D. Walk-around inspection. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Presentation of credentials. Explanation. The first step in an OSHA inspection is the presentation of credentials by the inspector, followed by the opening conference, walk-around inspection, closing conference, and possible citations. 20. Which of the following is an example of a serious violation under OSHA regulations? A. An employer mislabels a document. B. A worker is exposed to a life-threatening hazard. C. An employer fails to submit quarterly reports. D. An employee misses a safety meeting. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. A worker is exposed to a life-threatening hazard. Explanation. A serious violation occurs when there is a high likelihood of injury or death, such as exposing workers to life-threatening hazards. Other types of violations include failure to abate and other than serious violations. 21. Which is not an element of an effective safety and health program? A. Management leadership. B. Hazard identification. C. Employee termination. D. Employee participation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Employee termination. Explanation. Termination is not an element of a safety and health program. Management leadership, hazard identification, and employee participation are essential components to ensure workplace safety. 22. What is the primary focus of the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA? A. Providing health insurance benefits. B. Setting minimum wage and overtime standards. C. Defining pension benefits. D. Regulating business mergers. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Setting minimum wage and overtime standards. Explanation. The FLSA establishes minimum wage, overtime pay, child labor, and record-keeping standards for employees in the U.S., aiming to ensure fair labor practices. 23. Which act provides job-protected leave for family and medical reasons? A. FLSA. B. COBRA. C. Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA. D. Immigration Reform and Control Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA. Explanation. The FMLA grants eligible employees up to 12 weeks of unpaid, job-protected leave for certain family and medical reasons, including the birth of a child or serious health conditions. 24. Which of the following is not a benefit provided by workers' compensation? A. Medical care for work-related injuries. B. Compensation for lost wages. C. Punitive damages against the employer. D. Rehabilitation for injured employees. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Punitive damages against the employer. Explanation. Workers' compensation covers medical care, wage replacement, and rehabilitation for employees injured on the job, but does not include punitive damages against employers. 25. Which law prohibits employment of undocumented workers? A. Fair Labor Standards Act. B. Immigration Reform and Control Act. C. Family Medical Leave Act. D. Occupational Safety and Health Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer B. Immigration Reform and Control Act. Explanation. The Immigration Reform and Control Act prohibits employers from hiring undocumented workers and establishes penalties for employers who knowingly violate this law. 26. What is a key function of the National Labor Relations Board? A. Overseeing immigration policy. B. Facilitating collective bargaining. C. Setting minimum wage standards. D. Regulating healthcare benefits. Do you know the answer? Correct answer B. Facilitating collective bargaining. Explanation. The NLRB is responsible for protecting workers' rights, facilitating collective bargaining, and resolving labor disputes between employees and employers. 27. Which of the following is an illegal strike? A. Jurisdictional strike. B. Legal walkout. C. Management lockout. D. Economic strike. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer A. Jurisdictional strike. Explanation. Jurisdictional strikes, where unions fight over which one has the right to represent a group of employees, are illegal. Economic strikes, where workers seek better wages or working conditions, are legal under certain conditions. 28. Which law prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin in the workplace? A. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. B. Immigration Reform and Control Act. C. Fair Labor Standards Act. D. Family Medical Leave Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer A. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Explanation. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibits employers from discriminating against employees based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin in all aspects of employment. 29. Which of the following is a protected class under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act? A. Physical appearance. B. National origin. C. Hair color. D. Employment history. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer B. National origin. Explanation. Title VII protects employees from discrimination based on national origin, race, religion, sex and color. Physical appearance, hair color, and employment history are not protected classes under this law. 30. Which of the following is a key characteristic of whistleblower protections? A. Guaranteed pay increase. B. Protection from retaliation. C. Freedom to skip work. D. Requirement to resign. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer B. Protection from retaliation. Explanation. Whistleblower protections ensure that employees who report illegal or unsafe practices are not subjected to retaliation, such as termination or demotion. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. Which of the following is a valid defense for an employer in an OSHA violation case? A. Ignorance of the law. B. Infeasibility of compliance. C. Worker negligence. D. Late filing of reports. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Infeasibility of compliance. Explanation. One valid defense in an OSHA case is the infeasibility of compliance, meaning that the employer can prove that it was not possible to meet the requirements under the circumstances. 32. Which law governs pension plans and retirement income for employees? A. Family Medical Leave Act. B. Occupational Safety and Health Act. C. Fair Labor Standards Act. D. Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. D. Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Explanation. ERISA governs retirement income plans, such as pension plans, and ensures that employees receive their benefits by setting minimum standards for employers who offer retirement plans. 33. What is the main objective of the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA? A. To increase wages. B. To provide paid leave for employees. C. To grant unpaid job-protected leave for family and medical reasons. D. To reduce working hours. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. To grant unpaid job-protected leave for family and medical reasons. Explanation. The FMLA ensures that eligible employees can take up to 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for family or medical reasons without fear of losing their job. 34. Which act enforces minimum wage and overtime pay provisions? A. COBRA. B. Immigration Reform and Control Act. C. Fair Labor Standards Act. D. Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Fair Labor Standards Act. Explanation. The FLSA establishes minimum wage, overtime pay, and child labor standards to ensure fair treatment of employees in various sectors. 35. Which of the following is considered a lawful strike? A. Wildcat strike. B. Jurisdictional strike. C. Economic strike. D. Sympathy strike. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Economic strike. Explanation. An economic strike, where employees strike for better wages or working conditions, is lawful. Wildcat, jurisdictional, and sympathy strikes are generally considered unlawful in many circumstances. 36. Under what conditions must an employer provide COBRA benefits? A. Upon employee termination. B. After employee retirement. C. Upon an employee's promotion. D. Upon an employee's failure to meet sales goals. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Upon employee termination. Explanation. COBRA provides employees with the option to continue health insurance coverage after termination, reducing the immediate impact of losing employer-provided health care. 37. Which of the following describes a company's ability to pay tipped employees below minimum wage? A. The Fair Labor Standards Act. B. The National Labor Relations Act. C. The Immigration Reform and Control Act. D. The Occupational Safety and Health Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. The Fair Labor Standards Act. Explanation. The FLSA allows employers to pay tipped employees below the minimum wage, as long as their tips bring their total earnings to at least the minimum wage level. 38. Which of the following is an example of a violation of antitrust laws? A. Hiring unionized workers. B. Price fixing among competitors. C. Setting minimum wage standards. D. Collective bargaining agreements. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Price fixing among competitors. Explanation. Antitrust laws such as the Sherman Antitrust Act prohibit anti-competitive practices like price fixing, where competitors agree to set prices at a certain level, undermining fair competition. 39. What is the role of the Securities and Exchange Commission? A. Overseeing securities markets and protecting investors. B. Enforcing immigration policies. C. Regulating minimum wage laws. D. Monitoring healthcare benefits. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Overseeing securities markets and protecting investors. Explanation. The SEC oversees the securities markets and ensures that companies comply with securities regulations to protect investors from fraud and ensure market transparency. 40. Which of the following terms describes the act of offering something of value to influence an official action? A. Larceny. B. Embezzlement. C. Bribery. D. Money laundering. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Bribery. Explanation. Bribery involves offering, giving, receiving, or soliciting something of value to influence official actions, and is considered a serious crime in both public and private sectors. 41. What does the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, address? A. Antitrust violations. B. Bribery and corruption in international business transactions. C. Unionized labor disputes. D. Minimum wage discrepancies. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Bribery and corruption in international business transactions. Explanation. The FCPA is a U.S. law that prohibits bribery and other corrupt practices in international business transactions, ensuring ethical conduct in foreign dealings. 42. Which form must companies file with the SEC to report significant corporate events? A. Form 10-K. B. Form 8-K. C. Form 13. D. Form 10-Q. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Form 8-K. Explanation. Form 8-K is used to report significant corporate events or material developments that may affect investors, such as mergers, acquisitions, or changes in leadership. 43. What is the primary purpose of the triple bottom line, TBL model? A. To measure corporate profitability. B. To evaluate sustainability of CSR efforts. C. To assess market competition. D. To set minimum wage standards. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. To evaluate sustainability of CSR efforts. Explanation. The triple bottom line model evaluates the sustainability of an organization's corporate social responsibility, CSR efforts, by measuring its impact on people, the planet, and profit. 44. Which of the following best describes whistleblower protections under U.S. law? A. Whistleblowers receive financial compensation. B. Whistleblowers cannot be subject to retaliation. C. Whistleblowers can set their own work hours. D. Whistleblowers must resign before reporting. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Whistleblowers cannot be subject to retaliation. Explanation: U.S. law protects whistleblowers from retaliation, meaning they cannot be fired, demoted, or otherwise penalized for reporting illegal or unethical conduct by their employers. 45. What is one of the primary reasons for the decline in union membership in recent years? A. Increased industrial jobs, be it stronger union laws, C. Decrease in unionized sectors, D. Growth of gig economy. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, D. Growth of gig economy. Explanation: the rise of the gig economy, where many workers are classified as independent contractors, has contributed to the decline in union membership because these workers are not covered by traditional labor protections. 46. What is the first step in an internal workplace investigation? A. Issuing a final report. B. Conducting employee interviews. C. Gathering initial complaints or allegations, D. Presenting findings to HR. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Gathering initial complaints or allegations. Explanation: the first step in an internal investigation is gathering initial complaints or allegations to understand the scope of the issue and begin planning the investigative process. 47. Which of the following are characteristics of a valid contract? A. Offer, acceptance, consideration, and legal capacity. B. Offer, resignation, market conditions, and transparency. C. Agreement, profit, partnership, and market share. D. Consideration, promotion, financial incentives, and market access. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Offer, acceptance, consideration, and legal capacity. Explanation: a valid contract must contain these essential elements: an offer, acceptance, consideration, something of value, and legal capacity of the parties to enter into an agreement. 48. Which law protects employees who file age discrimination claims? A. Fair Labor Standards Act. B. Family Medical Leave Act. C. Age Discrimination in Employment Act. D. Occupational Safety and Health Act. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Age Discrimination in Employment Act. Explanation: the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, ADEA, protects individuals aged 40 and older from age-based discrimination in hiring, promotions, and other employment practices. 49. Which of the following describes an employer's responsibility when hiring workers? A. Verifying eligibility using Form I-9. B. Conducting a criminal background check. C. Monitoring social media profiles. D. Offering immediate health benefits. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Verifying eligibility using Form Y-9. Explanation: employers are required by law to verify that employees are eligible to work in the U.S. by completing Form I-9 and reviewing appropriate documents to confirm their status. 50. What is the purpose of the Sherman Antitrust Act? A. To increase market competition. B. To protect monopolies. C. To restrict business mergers. D. To prevent unfair competition and monopolies. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, D. To prevent unfair competition and monopolies. Explanation: the Sherman Antitrust Act aims to prevent monopolistic practices and promote fair competition in the marketplace protecting consumers from anti-competitive behavior. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.